My dad terminates teens.
This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer into Reaction. What I'm looking at today is the official trailer for Bloody Axe Wound, which, as someone who really appreciates a title that gets to the heart, the meat of things, thinks is awesome. It's a great title. Why is it a great title? Because you don't need anything else. Bloody Axe Wound says it all. How it comes about doesn't really matter. Just the title alone is enough to engage me, which is why I was somewhat disappointed to read more. Not via IMDb, which has nothing on this movie at this point, but via the genre-directed trades like Bloody Disgusting or JoeBlow.com. And it's described as essentially the daughter of an infamous serial killer learns of her family's past and decides to go into the family business, but she decides to make some changes along the way, essentially. And that kind of bummed me out to learn, because the title of the movie is Bloody Axe Wound. That's all I want to know. I don't want to know anything else. That is a great title that says a lot and implies so much more. You don't ruin a title like Bloody Axe Wound with a synopsis giving greater detail. You leave it alone. Great title, done.
And it gets worse. The team working on the statue in Lafayette Square kind of over-smoothed it. They ground the head down to about the size of a softball. And that spells trouble.
All right, well, why don't we smooth the head down to nothing, stick a pumpkin under its arm, and change the nameplate to Ichabod Crane. All right, that's it for me. Be good, everybody.
I also learned that Bloody Axe Wound is produced by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who recently was in The Walking Dead, The Possession, and tons of other movies. Very charismatic actor. So that's also interesting. It's kind of weird that what engages me about Bloody Axe Wound is the title and a producer. The synopsis, which is literally what the actual movie is about, I don't care. And not only don't I care, I don't want to know. The title has me hooked, you got my money. But they kind of spoil it by giving me more information. In any case, let's look at the official trailer for Bloody Axe Wound. Jeffrey Dean Morgan himself.
You want to see me?
I don't want to see that wolf in any more films. Got it?
Got it.
In my town of Clover Falls, real-life massacres have been put on tape and packaged for decades. While some dads fix toilets, my dad terminates teens.
Series needs new legs. We're barely staying afloat month to month.
Why not me?
Because you're a girl.
What?
Sorry, woman.
I mean, no disrespect, but she's gotta hear this.
We both know I can hack it better than any ding-dong out there.
I've heard high school is a target-rich environment.
Are you a narc?
I know narc. I mean, I'm not a narc. I wouldn't narc.
Were you one of those goody-goodies at your old school?
Not exactly.
Love to hear how everything's coming together.
They're not all that bad.
There's just been so much death at this school. But I'm glad you're here.
Coughing, Sam just doesn't feel right.
You can't let your emotions cloud your judgment.
What's wrong with a little change?
This isn't up for debate. Sam dies.
Killer. Finish the job, or I will.
Oh, he is so pissed.
Who are you?
Well, that was the official trailer for Bloody Axe Wound, and it looks like it could be fun. Though what kind of kept putting me off was the face of the serial killer, who looked like he's been through major surgeries, none of them working very well. That was kind of distracting, to be honest. In a society where how one looks goes a long way to determining where you end up in life, the idea that this guy looks like a plastic surgery mistake would probably mean that he's not able to go unnoticed. Never mind, he's actually a serial killer. It's an interesting premise, but I don't understand why they did that. I would have went for a more Leave It to Beaver type thing, which is to say, on the outside, the person looks fairly normal, but when you interact with them, they're very odd and quirky and threatening. Something that would make this premise a little more plausible. That he looks like Frankenstein, frankly, pulled me out of it a bit, because I like what's happening so far. The daughter going through teenage things and having to deal with a father who's a serial killer and finding a way for her to fit in a very male-dominated industry. Still, I just wish he looked normal. I found it very distracting. Though what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer into Reaction. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like or a follow. Peace.